A 34-year-old woman in Charlotte, North Carolina, earns $68,000 a year. 2 years ago, she opened a 401k. She has $11,200 in it. She feels good about this until Tuesday. Tuesday, she reads an article saying she should have 2 times her salary saved by 35. That's $136,000. She has $11,200. The number sits in her chest like a brick. She closes the tab. She hasn't logged into her 401k since, not because she can't afford to save, because a headline convinced her the gap was too wide to close. If you've ever read a retirement number and felt so far behind you froze, you need to hear what that reaction is costing you. She's not alone, not even close. Northwestern Mutual's 2024 Planning and Progress study found Americans believe they need $1.46 million to retire comfortably, up 53% from 5 years ago. Bankrate reports 57% of working Americans say their retirement savings aren't where they need them to be. The Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances puts the median retirement balance for families aged 35 to 44 at $60,000. Read that number again. $1.46 million needed, $60,000 saved. The gap is so wide most people respond the same way she did. They freeze. There's a name for what happens between the number you see and the action you take. It's called the benchmark panic. It's what happens when retirement targets designed as rough guidelines for financial planners get broadcast to millions of people without context. The advice sounds precise, authoritative. So when you don't measure up, you assume the problem is you. It's not. Most people go their entire financial lives reacting to benchmarks they've never once questioned. The people who actually build wealth, they question them first, and it starts with where these terrifying numbers actually come from. Fidelity's retirement guideline recommends 1 times your salary saved by 30, 3 times by 40, 6 times by 50, 10 times by 67. These numbers assume you'll need to replace 80% of your working income with zero Social Security and identical spending for life. A 50-year-old earning $75,000 reads they need $450,000. They have $94,000. They feel broken. But the Social Security Administration confirms that benefits replace roughly 40% of pre-retirement income for median earners. Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows retirees spend 20 to 25% less than working adults. Factor both in, and the amount your savings need to cover drops by half. This is anchoring bias at scale. Once $1.46 million enters your mind, $94,000 feels pathetic even when $1.46 million was never your number. 2 people, same salary. Person A reads the benchmark, panics, contributes nothing for a decade. Person B ignores it, invests $400 monthly starting at 32. By 62, person B has $596,000. Add $1,918 per month from Social Security, and their retirement income covers 85% of pre-retirement spending. Person A has Social Security alone, same job, same paycheck, different relationship with a headline. But the benchmark panic doesn't stop at feelings, it changes behavior. Vanguard's How America Saves report found 1 in 4 eligible employees don't participate in their employer's retirement plan, leaving an average employer match of 4.5% of salary untouched. 2 coworkers, same company, same $65,000 salary, same match. One contributes 5% and captures every matched dollar. The other contributes 0 because the gap feels impossibly wide. After 10 years, the first has received over $30,000 in free employer money alone. Psychologists call this goal gradient theory in reverse. When a goal feels impossibly far, motivation doesn't shrink, it vanishes. The brain shifts from "I should try" to "why bother?" On the opposite end, some people panic invest into crypto and options to close the gap overnight, converting anxiety into catastrophic loss. Neither response builds wealth. Ramsey Solutions' national study of millionaires found 75% built their wealth through consistent investing in employer-sponsored retirement plans, not stock picking, not real estate, not market timing. Boring contributions for 25 years. The person at your office earning what you earn might retire with $400,000 more, not because they're smarter, but because they never stopped contributing while you waited to feel ready. Once you see the real math of boring, consistent investing, the benchmarks lose all their power. The S&P 500 has returned roughly 10% annually since 1957 according to NYU Stern. Adjusted for inflation, about 8%. Picture a 32-year-old earning $70,000 who contributes $400 monthly to a target date index fund inside a 401k. No advisor, no stock picking, just auto-deducted every paycheck. At 8% average returns after 10 years. $73,500. After 20, $235,600. After 30, $596,000. Now add the employer match. At 4.5% on $70,000, the employer contributes $263 monthly for free. Combined, $663 a month. Over 30 years, that becomes $988,000. Without ever investing more than $400 of your own money per month. Your brain can't process exponential growth. You think linearly. The first decade feels pointless. Years 20 through 30 feel like cheating. That's not a flaw in the math. That's human perception. The benchmarks demand $1.46 million. The real math says $400 monthly plus a free employer match gets you to $988,000. Paired with Social Security, that covers most middle-class retirements. Two paths, same salary. Path A, panic, freeze, reach 65 with Social Security alone $22,800 a year. Path B, invest $400 monthly, capture the match, reach 65 with roughly $65,000 a year. Same job, different decision. So what does this look like in practice? This week, log into your 401k or IRA. Don't judge the number, just look at it. Write down your current contribution percentage and your employer's match. If you're contributing nothing, that's your baseline. 0. No shame, just data. This month, increase your contribution by 1%. If you're at 0, start at 3%. If your employer matches up to 4.5%, that's your floor. Anything below it is refusing free money. On a $70,000 salary, 1% equals $58 a month. You won't feel it. This quarter, open a Roth IRA at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Set up a $50 automatic monthly transfer into a target date index fund. You'll forget it exists until it matters. This year, set a calendar reminder every 6 months to bump your 401k contribution another 1%. In 3 years, you'll be 6% higher without a single dramatic lifestyle cut. If your employer offers auto-escalation, most do enable it. One form. Your contribution rises 1% each year automatically. Willpower leaves the equation. Every year you delay costs roughly $7,900 in future retirement wealth, assuming $663 monthly at 8% returns. That's not opinion. That's the time value of money. The clock is running. But this was never about the math. The retirement industry accidentally built a system that terrifies the people it was designed to help. Headlines scream $1.46 million, and millions of Americans look at their $11,000 balance and quit. Not because they're bad with money, because a headline told them the mountain was too high, so they sat down and stopped climbing. That's the benchmark panic. Rough guidelines turned into verdicts. Useful targets turned into paralysis. The person most likely to give up on saving is the person who'd benefit most from starting. You have two paths. Path A, keep consuming benchmarks. Keep comparing your balance to a target never calibrated for your life. Keep feeling behind. Keep doing nothing. Arrive at 65 with regret and a Social Security check. Path B, close the articles. Set up a $400 automatic contribution. Capture the match. Enable auto-escalation. Let the math compound quietly while you live your life. Arrive at 65 with options. This isn't about becoming a financial expert. It's about becoming the person who stopped performing panic and started performing patience. The person who understood that behind is a feeling manufactured by content, not a fact confirmed by math. The person who chose the boring, automatic, unflinching path and let 30 years of compounding do what it always does. The person who looks rich needs you to notice. The person who retires well doesn't need you to notice anything. You were never behind. You were reading the wrong scoreboard. Start anyway. The math only cares that you did.